This is a theme song.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't expect anything. Oh boy! Welcome to a brand new episode of the Don't Expect Anything podcast, and a very special episode awaits you guys today because I threw out the trash. I got rid of it. I scrapped what wasn't working, and I brought in two people that aren't Josh and Huw, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. And I'll introduce them straight away because they're both pretty quiet. I feel weird just talking by myself. Sitting to my right, you know her, you love her. She's been on it plenty of times. She's a regular old special season guest at this point. Liv Staffieri, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's right. Do you like how formal that was?
Yes, it was. I was thinking maybe I should channel my inner Josh or Huw and just interrupt you while you were talking.
Wow, that's a harsh critic 1 minute in, but it's fair enough. I gotta be honest, it's fair enough. And sitting across from me, he's been on the podcast for a mere 10 minutes, and you've already wanted so much more of him, and you're gonna get it today. It's John Toy. How are you, my friend?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm very good. It's good to see you. We started working together.
Yeah.
Because it fell apart.
whole thing just fell to pieces.
Yeah, a lot of people got hurt. But so it's good to see you, man.
Yeah,
and especially good to see you because we are counting down our top 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe films in honor, because Endgame comes out today. When you're hearing this, Endgame comes out today. We still have to wait.
For a second there, I was like, what? What are we doing? Let's go see it.
An excruciating 3 weeks we have to wait. We just booked tickets, and I'm frothing at the gills. I'm excited. How are you feeling?
I don't know if I can wait that long.
Dude, it's been a year, and these last 3 weeks will be the toughest.
Oh, 100%. I'm more excited to see these top 10s and how much they're going to differ.
How it's gonna... Yeah, what are we gonna go for? Because there are some MCU films that are just like, yeah, these aren't gonna make it. But, so when putting the list together, how did you go? Did you have a succinct top 10, or the stuff vying for like the bottom spot? There are a few. How'd you guys go?
I had a floating top 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay. So my number one, well, it was a struggle, but my number one was pretty much locked in from the start. Liv?
Yeah, my top 3 were locked in from the start.
Oh,
the
top
rest
3.
was just tricky putting it in order.
Did you get 10, or were you struggling to get 10, or did you have too
At
much?
first I couldn't get 10.
Oh boy,
Because
that's harsh.
I have a terrible memory, and if I haven't watched them more than once,
yeah.
I don't remember them.
Oh, because they all kind of samey, if you're being
Yeah.
honest. Although, to
Like,
people
I
who
love
watch...
Marvel movies, but they don't have great rewatchability for me, apart from a select few.
Sure, I rewatch them all the time, so
yeah.
that's ludicrous to
Well,
me.
you know me. I fall asleep in almost anything, so I try to watch new movies as much as possible.
Sure.
But
And
yeah.
we all know Jeremy's just a big nerd.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's true.
very good
It's
point.
true. Well, he can watch movies.
Dude, don't give that away, man. I'm coming off pretty cool on this podcast.
They had no idea.
How about you, John? Did you have a solid 10, or were you like struggling with 11?
No,
12?
I had a pretty solid 10 or 11.
Yeah, I had 12 that I was going for, and then I had to make... I think they were easy cuts to make, but then it was... Ordering some of them were a bit tricky. But should we get into it? All right, I'm just going to explain how today's episode is going to work. So, we all have a list. We all picked the topic we were going to do, and then we separated, didn't speak to each other for a month, and just compiled our list in secret. So, we all have a secret list. We're going to reveal it on the podcast. We're going to go 10 through 7, alternating. Oh, we'll go... John will do his 10 through 7, then Liv, then I. If there's a movie that's in that bracket... in those numbers, and Liv and I have it further up in like the 6 through 4 or 1, 2, 3. We'll hold off the discussion till then, and we'll just go on to the next film. And then we're going to, when it comes up, if no one has any objections, we'll discuss it for a little bit, and then move on. And then at the end of the episode, we will try and make a list between all three of us. It's 10, which I think, by the look of fight behind John's eyes, that's going to be tough.
It's going to be a tough one.
There are some movies I actually feel very personal about, so finding for that's going to be hard. I did steal this format off another podcast, shout out the Top 10 show. I don't want to yank someone's format, but it's just too good. Avengers is coming. I'm excited. So, John, would you like to... Actually, what am I doing? Ladies first. Liv, would you like to
Ooh.
start off?
All right.
I just assumed, because he hasn't been on as much, I was like, oh, throw the special guest
Yeah.
first, but let's
Do you want
be
to try
fair.
and guess what my number 10 is?
Guess what your number 10 is? Do you want any ideas? I'm going to say...
You should know me better than he does.
Yeah, it's true, it's true.
If I get it and you don't, you're in trouble.
I am in trouble immediately off the bat. I'll say Spider-Man.
Correct! You had no faith in that, did you?
No, yeah, I don't know whether... I'm going to request a holding off on that conversation because it's higher on my list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's not give it away. Okay, so number 9. What's your number 9? Spider-Man
Number
Homecoming,
9?
number 10.
Is Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, number 9. Johnny, higher up on your list?
I'm good.
Yeah, not on my list either.
No, it's,
No.
it's on my list.
Oh, it's higher up, above
no,
Step.
no.
Oh, where is it on yours?
Well, it's in exactly the same spot.
There you go,
Yeah,
number 9. All right,
nice.
let's talk about it. You want to lead off, Livy?
Sure. So, Captain Marvel, I was not thrilled the first time I saw it.
Number 9 then, I
But-
guess, yep.
Since then, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I've been listening to podcasts like dissecting it, and I think, like you said, you go into a new Marvel movie with so many expectations,
Yeah.
and already the production of it was so like tainted by the man babies of the internet.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be like spectacular, and yeah, I was like, I had a good time,
Yeah.
but like I said, it was a bit of an Ant-Man to me. Like it wasn't great, wasn't terrible.
I like that phrase. It's a bit of an Ant-Man.
It's a bit of an Ant-Man.
Yeah, you can enjoy it, but like it's Ant-Man.
Yeah, but then ever since, I've just been thinking about it, and like more things make sense to me.
That's cool.
And yeah,
That's cool. Johnny, why is it number 9 for you?
Number 9, I enjoyed the whole movie as a whole.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just-
That's cool.
Seeing Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury
Yeah.
as a more complete role. You saw him front and centre.
Yeah, it was great. So he was digitally de-aged.
Yeah.
yes.
It looked phenomenal.
Right?
It
I
looked
was-
so good.
There was not one moment where I didn't believe it.
You know why? Because Coulson was also de-aged, and you could tell a bit more.
Hmm.
But I think it's just Sam Jackson doesn't age. He's just an immortal.
It
Which
kind
we'll
of
find
makes
out.
me like seeing that they obviously have this great technology to make it look like that
Mm.
now. I want them to go back and fix Tiny Steve in Captain America because that looks awful.
You think it looks awful?
Yes,
She's completely right. Like, that's,
I haven't gone back to that.
it's
first
so
movie.
distracting. He looks like a bubblehead.
Yeah.
that's exactly right.
You stole the words out of his mouth. Captain Marvel I liked. I think you're right, and a lot with these movies, which I'm scared with Endgame, is expectations get so much that people go in expecting to see something, and when that doesn't happen, they get disappointed. But I think the Russo brothers can land this plane, but it's all speculate. I don't want to speculate what's going on. I've seen one teaser trailer. That's it. I haven't seen the big trailer. I'm just so giddy. All right, so that's Captain Marvel. Brie Larson, what do you think? Do you like her as
Oh, I
Captain
loved
Marvel?
her.
Like her, Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think the writing could be better for her.
Oh yeah.
I need some more personality from her, which is how you fall in love with these guys, but I liked it.
Yeah. Well, I've heard people saying that they thought she was too tense, but then I thought
Oh.
if you don't know who you are
Exactly.
and like your life story, you'd be pretty
Yeah,
tense.
and I guess, like, how could you, find the core of your personality if you don't know who you are? So it makes sense, yeah. Hopefully when she, has the confidence and she's been herself for, 20 years now? Because it was set in the 90s.
Yeah.
So she might have a more understanding.
Yeah.
What did you think, I know we have differing opinions on this one, of Nick Fury's eye? The loss of his eye. We'll start with the positive side, Liv.
So-
Just keep it...
Unlike everybody else, every other Marvel fan,
Yeah.
my questions from when I first saw Nick Fury was not how did he lose his eye. I never really thought about it. I didn't really care. I just
Insane.
thought he was a cool dude
Insane.
with an eye patch. So it was fine.
John?
I thought it was very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess spoilers, but if you're listening to this, I should have said spoilers for all these movies.
You're spoiled.
This is where the true spoilers come in. So he loses his eye because a cat scratches him.
It's a flirkin.
A flurkin, as a cat, scratches his eye out. What do you think of that?
yeah, okay, it's cool. It's flirking. It's in cat shape though.
Yeah, it's still pretty much
It's
a
still-
cat.
It has pocket dimensions inside of it.
That is pretty cute. But, so it's just seeing his eye, and because in Winter Soldier, which I assume will be coming up soon, when he comes up and he lifts his eye patch to reveal the scratched eye and he scans it, you're like, oh, Cat did that. Cool.
Yeah.
there's no further backstory. But I didn't mind it. It was just because it was a meme on the internet, like, oh, maybe a cat scratched his eye out, and then that's what happened. You're like, oh, all right, cool.
Maybe that was them doing a little bit too much fan service.
Yes,
instead
yeah,
of-
that could be it. Yeah, that's right.
So, fun fact, in the
Sure.
comics...
Well, we'll decide if it's fun or not.
Oh, okay. In the comics, her cat's name is Chewie, obviously, after Chewbacca.
Yep.
And in the movie, it was Goose, obviously, after Top Gun.
Yes, yeah.
And the cat was played by 4 different cats.
All
And
right.
Brie Larson was allergic to all of them, so when she was holding it, it
Oh.
was CGI or a puppet.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cute, actually. All right, so that was both your number 9s. Liv, we still got you. What is your number 8?
My number 8 is Civil War.
Oh, I'm going to say hold off on that discussion just right off the bat for
Fair
me.
enough. Yeah.
Not even on my list.
Civil War isn't
No.
on your... Are you a madman? Are you an absolute... We'll get there. Holy shit.
I'll hold you back.
Thank you. I will jump across this table, sir. All right. Number 7, Liv. Civil War.
Is Black Panther.
Black Panther. All right. That is actually my number 8. Tush. That's my number 8.
Hey, touche.
8. Shush. I forgot yours. It was 7. I was going to say 2. My Black Panther's number 8. Johnny?
We have it in the same bracket.
Yeah?
So,
Where is it on yours?
It is also 7.
Oh my
Jesus
goodness.
God, you guys are... All right, let's talk about Black Panther. Liv, please go. Oh, you just swallowed water. John, you want to start off? What'd you like about Black Panther?
The whole story was amazing.
Oh.
It's got one of the best villains in the MCU.
I mean...
Killmonger.
Yeah, but before Thanos, he was it.
He had a reason for being the villain.
Yeah.
He wasn't just a villain for a villain's sake.
And, yeah, if we're being honest, like, the MCU villains have all been pretty unforgettable, sorry. Unforgettable. Just because the heroes are what makes the movie, so you don't focus on the villains, but like they were just evil for evil's sake, and then Killmonger comes along who has the drive to, and like he has a great point, and like the cool part about that movie is that Black Panther takes that on. He takes it on and goes, yes, I see what you're going for. We can strive to make it better though. And then Thanos has a weird motive because he's just an insane person. But he still has this motive that drives him, and that's what makes the characters connect. Livy?
I thought it was visually stunning.
Oh, yeah.
Just the
so
entire
so many Oscars as well for it.
So pretty.
It was pretty, yeah. I said the more I watch it, the more I like it, because when I first saw it, I was more along the lines of Captain Marvel, and I was like, yeah, cool. It's
You were very unimpressed with this movie
I
when
was.
we first spoke about it.
That's right. Yeah. I was like, yeah, it was just another origin story, great. But every time, I think I watched it 2 more times now, and I get it. I'm a white guy. I don't understand how, what it means, but seeing the effect it had on the box office, it's just inspiring, first of all, and it's fucking awesome. It's so cool. And the movie holds up. Like, I was just, expectations probably.
Yeah.
See the trailers too many times, I expect things, but the villain's monumental, and just, I don't know, all the tribes are great. Yeah, I just like...
We have to be very careful about talking about this movie. We are 3 white people
Yes.
talking
Dude,
about Black Panther.
Yes.
We are skating on some thin ice.
No, I think Black Panther and Captain Marvel both did great things for representation in screen.
Yeah,
I get
I
props
think
for
so.
Faux show.
And look how much money they made. It's not a fluke, it's real.
And nominated for Best Picture.
Black Panther nominated for Best Picture was mind-blowing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't think it deserved to win,
No.
but that it got nominated is so good. Yeah. I mean, the reason they expanded the Best Picture category to 10 movies instead of 5 is because The Dark Knight didn't get nominated. People were pissed off. And this is still, that was 2008. 11 years later, or 10 years later, a comic book movie finally gets nominated for Best Picture. It's big stuff. So that was your 7?
Yes. I
All
do
right.
have a note, though.
Ooh, yes.
I have noticed a recurring theme of daddy issues in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's pretty much comics.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
No.
Well, lately you got Batman.
No.
Look.
Simply Marvel. We've
Oh,
got
yeah,
Tony
okay.
Stark.
Tony Stark. Oh, yeah. Dead parents.
Star-Lord with both of his father figures.
Yeah, both dead. Spider-Man,
Well,
Done.
he doesn't. I guess he didn't. Yeah. Anyway.
didn't know his parents, and his uncle died.
Gamora and Thanos.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Obviously, Black Panther.
Yeah, Captain Marvel doesn't know who her parents are, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah,
Tony Stark had a problem with his dad before he died.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
So,
Daddy issues.
Daddy, yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
Oh,
that's...
Thor and Odin
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
Ragnarok.
Jesus, you go through the Avengers. You don't know what's going on with Hulk's parents. I wonder how they are.
They're like, why does our son suddenly look like Mark Ruffalo and not Edward Norton?
or Eric Banner.
Oh, I feel like that was an upgrade and an upgrade again. No
He's
offense.
evolving like a Pokemon.
These third forms.
His third form is somehow worse than his second.
Is that, you think? Oh my.
Eric
This-
Banner is a much better looking man than Mark Ruffalo.
Oh yeah. If you're going, actually, I think I might disagree with that. Mark Ruffalo is such a cutie, John.
I know.
Dude, he's
just-
such a cutie.
he is a real cutie.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like if Eric Banner was in the Avengers, everyone would be distracted by his accent.
That's true.
That would be so weird if Eric Banner was the Hulk and
Yeah.
just so out of place.
Like, were you distracted by Ben Mendelsohn's accent in
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel?
I think I was, because when the second that character came on screen and it spoke, I was like, oh, that's Ben Mendelsohn. That's the bad guy. Because he always plays bad guys. So it tricked me.
They gotcha.
It tricked me.
So he went with his native Australian accent.
Yeah.
Which, for me, is the least threatening accent.
You don't think Australians can be evil?
Oh,
What about
no.
politicians?
Oh, look, they can definitely be evil, but
Yeah.
when everyone, like, in contrast with all the other accents
Yeah.
in the movies, it really sticks out.
And like the other aliens, I don't know what their race is called, I forgot. But the other ones
Kree?
No, the
No,
Kree is
the
the
Skrull.
The Skrull, that's right, yeah. So the Skrull didn't have Australian accents, it was just
Yeah.
just
Just
him.
But
Yeah.
they shouldn't need to.
No.
I mean, I've heard people complaining about that, but
I don't
also,
think so.
like, they're an alien race, so...
Exactly. They can say whenever they like. Also, he might be from like a cool island in the Skrull planet that like has that accent. We don't know.
Skrull Island! Kong Skrull Island.
Oh my god, crossover. King Kong is just a Skrull in a different form. Well, Johnny, let's crack into your top 10. What is at number 10, sir?
So,
Oh, Mike, so 10.
3 of my bottom 10
Yeah.
are the same as Liv's.
Ooh.
And in the same spots.
Wow. So what is this
I've
number
got
number 10?
Spider-Man at 10.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I've got Captain Marvel at 9.
Sure. Yeah.
And I had Black Panther at 7.
Ooh, Jeremy,
So-
maybe I'm with the wrong man.
Yeah, dude. What's happening? Hey, wait, hold on.
This one,
So number 8.
I already know you guys are going to disagree with automatically.
Oh my god. So number 8 for you?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man at number 8.
Eh,
I don't mind this pick. 8's a
Yeah.
good spot for him. I don't have it on my list. Liv,
I definitely wouldn't have it higher, but...
do you have it on
eight-
your list?
No,
No.
I don't.
All right, Johnny.
I
Tell us
love
about.
Ant-Man.
Tell us more.
I think it was such a different take on the MCU.
Agreed.
It was a smaller film.
Yep.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't concentrate on the larger world. It was just essentially a heist movie.
Yes. Yeah.
With Paul Rudd. You've
Yeah.
got Paul Rudd acting as Paul Rudd as a superhero.
Yeah.
That to me is enough.
It's pretty good because it came out after Age of Ultron, so that's the big spectacle film, and it's a good point because now Marvel's showing that not all our movies are going to be like that. We're going to have the smaller pieces and rejigger with the formula. And I was talking to Liv about this, and she brought this up. Some of the best Marvel movies, in our opinion, are the ones that mix genres.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely.
Like Ant-Man, the heist movie, Winter Soldier, and a political thriller.
Yeah,
You know?
which I will get into later on in my list.
Yes. I think
other
we all
genres, but
will. Yeah.
yeah, I would have liked to have seen Edgar Wright's Ant-Man.
It is, yeah. Do you know about the history of Ant-Man?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, yeah, before Iron Man, at Comic-Con in 2007 or 2008, I think it was 2007, maybe even earlier, they had a panel for Marvel and no one knew who it was, so it's a smaller one. But Jon Favreau was there and Edgar Wright was there because Jon Favreau had Iron Man, Edgar Wright had Ant-Man. So they were planning this for years. And he just didn't gel with what Marvel wanted in the end. Especially because they became a huge brand where things were working. So they fired him off because he didn't want to play hardball, and they got Peyton Reed in, who did a great job.
There are still elements of Edgar
Yes.
Wright in it,
Yeah.
I think, but like the studio interference was what caused him to leave, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they wanted more allusions to the MCU and fit in line with the style.
Yeah.
But then look at like what Taika Waititi did and stuff. It's like,
Oh, I'll get to that.
oh,
Yeah,
we will
we'll
definitely
definitely
get to
get
that.
Also, I would just like to point out that John is wearing a Batman shirt.
Oh,
Yes, I realised this on my way in this morning.
that's going to look great in the photo. Marvel films with our Batman-themed friend. What do you like about Ant-Man Liv? Do you have anything you like about it?
Yes, there were great moments. The first time I saw it, I watched it with a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Oh, well, that would...
No.
Oh.
It actually enlightened my experience
Oh, really?
because it was the only Marvel movie that they don't constantly ask me questions throughout. Because
Okay.
it is just focused on one person and
Sure.
there's no... Well, I mean, there are a few, but
Yeah.
it's not, like, widely complicated.
a good point.
It did kind of feel like the original Spider-Man era movie.
Sure,
Like,
okay.
it was a lot simpler.
Yes.
It was a movie for all the family, if you will. And it had really funny moments.
Yeah.
And Paul Rudd's.
Paul Rudd's amazing.
And the marketing, brilliant.
That one weird ad where it's just him and Michael Douglas slapping knees together and saying, ants!
Yeah.
Ants!
I know, but I love that.
It speaks to a niche audience, and I guess we're it. I like Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. She's awesome. Michael Douglas is cool as
As Hank Pym.
original Ant-Man. They had de-aging at the start of this movie too.
Yeah.
Damn, they really... you can see just a few years how well
Yeah.
the technology's going.
Or is it just Sam Jackson's immortal face that makes it?
Yeah, exactly right. What do you have favorite scenes before we move on? I like the train, the when they go into the daughter's room and they're fighting on the train
Yeah,
set.
the last scene where he gets a Thomas the Tank Engine thrown at him.
Good.
And you just see this giant Thomas the Tank Engine coming at you.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they cut the scenes and you see it as it actually is, and it's just
Yeah.
That's cute.
and the little train just falls over.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I think it would be like 12, 13 for me, because it's that little humor that takes it in a different way. You won't see that much in other movies, because it's like those swapping movies, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or whatever. And assuming Ant-Man and the Wasp isn't going to be on anyone's lists. Am I
No.
correct with that?
It is not a
You're
right.
Yeah,
correct.
that one is a step down for me personally. It wasn't bad, but not. my
I would
favorite.
describe it as a plane movie. It's the kind of movie you watch when you're on a plane, not because you particularly know you're going to enjoy it,
Yep.
but just to pass the time.
Yep,
And
yep.
that's exactly how I saw it.
Yeah, that makes sense for me.
They tried to do the same thing, like you said. They had Ultron, which was a massive movie.
That's right.
And then they had Ant-Man, which shrunk the scale again. They tried to do the same thing again.
Nice work, Johnny. You should be in the marketing team for the
They
label.
tried to do the same with Infinity War, to do this lighter film with Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it didn't take.
No,
It didn't work this time.
because we were hungry for more Infinity War.
Yeah.
And like the end credit scene where he's stuck in the...
Oh, yeah.
so cool. Very cool. It's tantalizing.
That part, when I was sitting there on a plane watching it, I went, oh, shit!
You have to. That's the perfect reaction to that.
Yeah.
All right, so Johnny, that was your 10 through 7.
Yes,
Because
that's
you and Liv are on the same wavelength. I am on a
think-
different wavelength.
I think that's the end of it, though. I do not
Yeah.
think Liv and I are going to have
Yeah,
too
you
much more
think-
in common
okay.
from here on out.
or Liv's cracking her knuckles. I can put in sound effects if you'd like.
Well, I mean, they did crack. It was just while we were talking.
Yeah, I know. I messed up.
Just try me again in a few minutes.
All right, so my number 10 is Avengers: Age of Ultron. Anyone on anyone's list?
No. God, no.
Oh boy!
Are you kidding?
I just got really awful looks. Wait, whoa.
No.
What? It's a great film. I love this movie.
So when I saw that movie, I came home. So
Oh,
basically, every Avengers movie comes out on my birthday.
Sure.
This
yeah.
year, it's not. It's like a few days afterwards.
It's 2 days
But
afterwards.
It's oh, thank you for knowing.
That's all right.
So
And now
Shut
everyone
up.
else knows when Liv's birthday is too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so-
send presents.
so it's a real birthday treat for me.
Of course.
And
And
I
Avengers, Age of Ultron delivered that in
Oh
spades.
my god. I feel like it was made for me.
Sure.
After-
Well, all right. If you're going with that expectation.
But after I saw Age of Ultron, I
Mm.
came home, got a notebook out, and rewrote it to how I wanted it to go.
That's passion.
Or I just fixed parts that I hated. And It was long. I believe on one of our first dates, I tried to read it to you, and you were
do-
just not interested.
I do remember that because I like that movie. I guess I'll go to John first before I try and salvage this.
Too much happens.
There's a
There's
lot.
so much that happens, and they just rush through so much so quickly
There's a lot.
that sometimes you can't keep up with what's going on.
Yeah.
If you weren't a comic book film fan,
Yeah.
you couldn't keep up with that movie.
I guess, yeah, as a sequel to the Avengers, like stepping up from what we saw in the first one to Age of Ultron, I get that. But fuck everyone else. I'm a fucking comic book nerd and I love it.
I
So,
do. Oh,
yeah. No, go.
I do feel like as the MCU goes on, it gets less and less watchable for people who aren't completely engrossed in it.
You can't pick up Infinity War.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
100%.
feel like I put it
No.
on and go, yeah, this is great because it's literally all the setup has been done over the last 10 years. But to Age of Ultron, I know it's divisive among people. I guess maybe not so divisive. I'm just the weird one. But okay, so I'm a sucker for the team up movie first of all. I love seeing them all together, and the reason it's my 10. I was gonna put probably if I'm opening up my list a bit. My honorable mentions are Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Doctor Strange. It's probably going to be Guardians 2, but I bumped that one out, put Avengers in. Mainly because, well, I like the film, but that one scene where they're all just hanging out trying to lift Thor's hammer,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
great.
I love that scene so much. That's what I want Avengers and comic films to be. It's just them playing off each other.
Yeah, but that one scene isn't enough to
Well,
make it a good movie.
Well, because then it's Joss Whedon. Like, look, he tried to make a film, and then Marvel was like cramming all this stuff he had to do down his throat. So it's not, as competent a film as it can be because there's so much going on. But that one scene, it's so laid back, funny, and it's just them, talking to each other. But it also sets up when Vision gets born, and they don't have to trust him, and then he just hands Thor. I'm going to say his Thor's hammer to him, because I can't pronounce
Mjolnir?
it. Milner. James Milner. That's a Liverpool reference, all right. He hands the hammer to him, and everyone knows it's great. That's great storytelling. It's economic storytelling. And in a movie with Thor taking a bath.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's
Thor's bath scene. Jeez.
Yeah, okay. Even when I'm watching, I'm like, cool. Yeah, so they had to just take him out of the film for a bit. So sent him to have a bath with Peter Skarsgård or whatever. Stellan Skarsgård. It's one of the Skarsgårds.
Yeah, one of them.
I like Ultron as a villain. What do you guys think of Ultron?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's a bad film.
Yeah.
It's just it rushes through plot points so quickly.
It does.
And I've watched it with people that've gone, what's going on here? What's going on here? It's like, it's really hard to keep up with. They try to jam too much into the movie. Mm-hmm. It's a well-made movie.
Yeah,
Like
considering.
there is some good scenes in that movie, but they could do with either making the movie longer and explaining more, or taking some out.
And there's stuff you could take out, 100%, yeah.
Yeah. I think for me the biggest problem with it was continuity. Because in Iron Man 3 came out before Ultron?
No, after Ultron.
Oh no.
Oh, no, before,
No,
before,
it
you're
was
right,
before.
yeah, you're right.
At the end, Tony explodes all the suits and
Yeah.
he's like, I'm done with this, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And at the end of Winter Soldier, which was also before,
yeah.
It was.
they
before.
discover that they've been infiltrated and that, like, basically their whole network is full of bad guys.
Yeah.
And it's like such a great plot twist. They set up this whole thing, and then in the first 2 minutes of Ultron, they're like, well, we got the last of them, all done. And I was like, what? You got, to me, that was an amazing twist.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they deal with that in a
Well,
great fun way.
I shouldn't have to watch a TV series spin-off to get that.
No,
Also,
you shouldn't,
are
you
they
shouldn't.
actual heroes in that, or are they just people?
They're people, but they all get their various powers and stuff. There's more stuff that happens in the show that make them heroes,
Okay.
superheroes. It turned from a really bad show to a really fucking awesome show.
Yeah, we disagree on that too, because I think it's always been a really good show.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You liked it from the start. Yeah, I watched it because it was fine and mediocre, and then when the twist came from Winter Soldier, stepped it up, and now this latest season was epic. It was so good. But we're not here to talk about A show that barely anyone watches.
I do think that Ultron did a good job of setting up Tony and I was going to say Chris Evans,
Tony and Chris Evans.
Cap against each other.
Yeah.
With their whole like the needs of one outweigh the needs of the many thing.
And they sort of cram that in too. There's that one scene where they're
Yeah.
chopping wood and Captain America rips open a log. How could you not love that fucking moment?
Oh god, the one on Hawkeye's family farm. I don't care, Hawkeye.
What?
I don't care.
It made us care about Hawkeye.
Did it?
I care. Linda Cardellini's went home with the kids and he's like out saving the world and stuff.
I'm gonna be so mad if he's like the saving grace in Endgame.
100%.
Dude, him-
100%.
When I saw that shot of him in the trailer, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, he looks fucking badass. The haircut's dumb, but he looks badass. Okay, fair enough. I can't defend it. Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver's fun. Vision, I do like the Vision and the storyline there.
Oh, I do like as well that Paul Bettany was the voice of Vision, of Jarvis, and his wife is the voice of Peter's suit in Homecoming.
Yeah.
That's so
Whose
cute.
name I forgot right
Karen?
now. Karen, that's right. Nice work.
Yeah.
All right, shall I move on? Because I'm not going to win any fans over this one, I guess. My number 9 is the original Iron Man.
Definitely leave that one for later.
What?
Oh my god! I'm not doing this to be contradictory.
That is much higher on my list.
So much higher.
Okay.
Are you cuckoo banana?
I'm sorry. But I have my reasons. Number 8 was Black Panther, which we already covered.
Yep.
And then my number 7, is the original Avengers. Is that higher on people's list?
Much higher.
That is just a little bit higher.
All right, we'll hold off. All right, there we go to Liv. Your number 6. 6 through 4 will do. Number 6 for you.
Just waking my computer up.
Computer's up. It's on power mode. Get your shit together.
Oh, number 6 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
We're gonna pump that for later on.
Yep.
That's a bit higher up on my list.
That's in the same bracket.
Oh, you guys are on.
But it's a little bit higher.
All right. You're okay. Number 5 for Liv.
Is Winter Soldier.
Once again, I'm gonna. Oh, Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Is that number 5?
Number 5.
That's my number 5.
Aww.
Not even on my list.
Oh! John, you are fucking kidding me.
You're insane.
If Captain America: The First Avenger is on your list, I'm gonna flip shit.
no.
You don't like any Captain America villains?
I don't mind them, but they're not on my list.
Wait. We gotta ask the real question here.
Yeah.
Which Chris Evans as Captain America do you find most attractive? Like
Ooh, great.
blonde short hair or like the rustic kind
No,
of
the
beard?
rustic
Oh
beard.
god, right?
Liv is obsessed with bearded Captain America.
Just so you know, Jeremy is also trying to get that rustic bearded look going.
What are you talking
now.
about? What are you talking about? I have the body for it. I just got to get the facial hair. All right, we'll talk about Winter Soldier then, and you can throw in why it's on your list because I'm curious to see why not. Liv, you want to start this conversation off because this movie is fucking awesome.
Like I said to you the other day, I think it's great because it's not just a superhero film. It's like a political thriller.
Yeah.
Slash 70s spy kind of
It's
movie.
awesome, so cool.
Yeah, I
Robert
love.
Redford's in it. He was in the classic 70s like spy capers and political thrillers and stuff.
This was another moment where I did see this one in the cinema, and with the whole twist about S.H.I.E.L.D. being infiltrated, I went, oh shit!
Dude, you become very urban when you when twists come along.
Okay, to be honest, it was more like, oh shit, what?
Yeah, dude, that reveal at Hydra's and S.H.I.E.L.D. is so cool.
And they did nothing with it.
That's fair enough. But for that movie, what I love about Captain America, who's started off the first Avenger, I don't like that movie.
Oh, God.
I don't like that movie. But there are fans of that film. I just don't like it too much.
Yeah, they're wrong.
But it sets off that he's in that first movie unobjectively on the good side. He's fighting Nazis. That's as good as you can get. Gets frozen for 70 years or whatever. Wakes up in a world where black and white does not exist anymore. It's all grey. You don't know who to trust. And he works for S.H.I.E.L.D. They're the good guys. They're saving the world from aliens and stuff. And then they're infiltrated. And everything he believes and knows is now turned on his head in question. And that's what leads him to Civil War. Because Iron Man was that guy. He was outside the system. Oh, we'll talk about it in Civil War. I'm getting ahead of myself. But in Winter Soldier, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow was awesome addition to this film. To just zips with chemistry. And they have like chemistry that's not like romantic, but it's like team building. Like setting up future, like between them two. They're helping each other out in different ways. She's on the other side of that law where she knows where she stands. because she's grown up in like this climate where she can't trust anyone. The action is awesome. This is the first Russo brothers film. Dude, I can't believe this is on your list.
No,
I'm just befuddled. Let me know. Tell me what.
I am not a fan of any of the Captain America movies.
Yes, we
I
can tell, John. Why?
Is it the character?
First Avenger was
look,
just
No,
terrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all agree on
Like,
that.
it was,
Yeah. I don't think it's
And-
horrendous.
and I-
It's just like not great.
and I did toss up with Civil War and Winter Soldier. It just they didn't impress me enough to be on my list.
Like Shania Twain? Did that impress me much? Was it her?
That was her.
I don't know. Let's ask her. Should I?
Okay, yeah, keep going.
It just
of
and maybe it was
You piece of shit.
it was just a run on from First Avenger, and I just
Sure.
got into my head that
Wow.
I just don't like the character. I don't like. There's too much
Yeah.
that I don't like
Fair
about
enough.
Captain America.
And it's
And
yeah,
that's it.
yeah. If you
and
can't,
and maybe that's all it is.
if you can't connect with the title character, it makes
I
sense.
have only seen it once.
Winter Soldier.
I will admit that.
Oh,
I've only watched it once,
oh, okay.
and that is also why it doesn't rate higher on my list.
Yeah.
Civil War I've seen twice.
Oh, Civil War I've seen maybe 10 times. We'll get to that.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, John and I are never going to match your rate of watching movies.
It's true. It's
Because
true.
we have lives. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
No, it's true. You guys have lives. I'm free to admit that. I don't have a
I'm
life.
very impressed by how many movies you can watch.
Yeah, well, you're the only one in that's why. Yeah, it works between us. Yeah, otherwise, it would have been pretty bad. Otherwise, because we don't get along, we hate each other, we fight all the time.
All we do is watch movies, so
Exactly.
we don't have to talk to each other.
I guess we can move. I could rave about this movie forever, so we can move on. So that was my 5. No,
I
that was
do
your 5.
remember during the movie, I was going to call her Scarlet Witch. No, that's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Black Widow was wearing a necklace with a little arrow on it, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, her and Hawkeye so in love!" And then the next movie, you meet his family. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck yeah!"
I did like that.
It's going to happen in Endgame. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, because his family's
His
dead.
family's gone.
Now I can express his true feelings.
I don't like how they pair her off with everyone.
Well, I actually don't, because people said that. I don't think they're pairing her off with everyone. I think she's a spy who is used to using whatever she can to survive, and I think she just has chemistry with everyone. But they weren't setting her and Captain America up to like have a romantic relationship. They kiss once because they're hiding, but like you kiss anyone doesn't mean anything. Like it's all,
Oh, all right.
it's just all about like her trying to survive, and I think,
Okay, well,
yeah.
I think we differ in opinions
They
there.
definitely set her up for some sort of romantic with the Hulk.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
and Hawkeye. I
Well,
feel like
No, if you watch
Also-
that, if you watch the Avengers, knowing what we know, I don't know if they knew that, but there's no sense that like she loves him in romantic.
Okay, watch it from the perspective of someone who's seeing one female character in amongst a team of men.
Yeah.
And the only scenes that she has basically to herself are when she's like flirting with these guys.
I'm staying right out of this.
Yeah,
one.
I don't want to say anything.
Sherry's just
okay.
really confused.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because she's right. There's a lot of that, but I just think there's more. I think she's a flirty person by nature because that lowers the defenses of everyone. But I'm not a woman. I can't.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can have opinions.
I know I can, but you're very right. It's a good
for
point.
me, anyway.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I always thought that she doesn't, like, she has agency, but they don't go into it enough unless
Yeah.
there's a guy in the scene.
Yeah.
So, like, the scene in Age of Ultron where she's talking to the Hulk, and a lot of people were talking about this, where
I think this was overblown and misconstrued.
it was definitely
The wording is yeah.
people definitely read
we
it
should,
wrong.
we should probably say what it is.
So basically, she's talking about is it how she couldn't have kids?
Yeah, because
and then
they took her eggs or like
yeah.
yeah.
And then she like alludes to the fact that makes her a monster.
She says, "Do you think you're the only monster on the team?" But she's talking about how many people she's killed,
I
what
know,
she's done.
but it was directly after
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, they could have handled that a bit better.
They definitely could
I,
have.
I,
A lot better.
I'm sure that's not what they were saying.
No, but it is.
But
yeah,
and yeah, so I understand why people would be upset about that because you're like, how did they not think about that
Yeah.
when they were making this movie?
yeah. It's a good point. You've raised a lot of interesting questions, and my whole world is thrown into chaos. Number
But
4.
Who knows? Maybe she's a total badass in Endgame, and
I think she could hold it together more than most people, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. Number 4, Liv. What's your number 4? That was your number 5, Winter Soldier. We got off topic in a good way.
Number 4. Oh, actually, I'm gonna change my order here. Number 4 is Avengers.
The first Avengers.
The first.
Johnny,
It's in the same bracket.
same bracket.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first Avengers. All right.
Not the first Avenger.
Oh no, that's not talking about Captain America. Do you want to lead us off, Johnny? Because Liv's hijacking all your bits. I'll let you start.
No, that's
Oh, am I? Sorry.
No, because you're just first, and you guys are on the same wavelength.
I've actually got that as my number 6.
Okay, yeah, it's my number 7.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's where
why
you
we put up.
exactly right. Yeah. Go on, Johnny. What do you think?
I just think for the first ensemble movie that Marvel does,
Yeah,
it sets the tone for everything else.
100%. Yeah.
And it works.
Yes. Yeah.
There's not... All the stories are already told. There's no need for introductions. It's... This is what we're doing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Bringing together a team, facing a crisis,
Yeah.
everyone...
Simple as
And it gels.
Simple as that.
It all works together.
Yeah. For everything it represents for Hollywood and the MCU, how it changed the whole landscape, it's epic. You can't deny its power. I'll get into the negatives in a second. Liv, what do you want to say for your number 3? 4. For your number 4.
4. So this was...
Why so high, girl?
Because this was the movie that got me into Marvel.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'd seen Iron Man and everything, which
Yep.
I thought was amazing, but...
My number 9, Iron Man. John is not impressed.
I'd also seen Iron Man 2, which was
Ooh. That's my number 1.
hard time.
That's my number 1.
a hard time.
With the hold off on that one.
If that's your number 1, you and I can't be friends anymore.
No, if Thor the Dark World is anyone's number
Jesus
1.
Christ, all the Dark World. All right, so what do you love about Avengers when you first saw it? Have you seen it since?
Yes, it's actually probably the one I've seen the most.
Okay.
And watching it now, it's so strange to think that movie's like, what, 10 years old?
Yeah, 10 years. Oh, it came out 2012, so...
Well, it's
so
still fairly old.
6-7 years old, yeah.
And I feel like it ages really well. Like, it doesn't look super old like Iron Man kind of does.
Yeah.
And there are definitely themes in that, which we'll get into later, that are like...
Icky.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's talk about Avengers.
Sorry. And it was great to see characters that I've never really cared about actually come together and be interesting. The Hulk, never gave a shit about the Hulk.
It's hard to give a shit about the Hulk in his solo films.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same story that you can tell. He works great as a bit player in a larger movie.
He does.
We'll get to another one where he's so good in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel like Hawkeye was in this movie purely because they needed someone to be brainwashed, and then they just got stuck with him, and now he has to be in it.
The Hawkeye situation is why I'd rate this one lower.
I think another reason Hawkeye was thrown in, again, fan service.
Yeah.
Because he's in the comics as an Avenger.
Yeah. Well, so they introduce him in the first Thor for like 30 seconds, and he's just in a crow's nest with an arrow pointing at Thor. And then the first time you see him, like in full on Avengers, he gets brainwashed for half the movie. So I was like, and I'd never heard of Hawkeye before I saw this. I was like, well, who's this jabroni who's like with Loki? What is this?
I didn't realize he was meant to be like part of the team the first time I saw him.
Yeah. He was the spy. Yeah.
I also didn't like Thor, the first one. Like, it was fine, but it didn't make me really care about the character. But for me, Avengers was the one that like actually made the characters interesting because they were playing off each other.
Loki is the villain, great villain for the first Avengers because we know him, he was established, and he's just really fun to watch. Like that, I guess that's what I knock on Ultron is. We saw him for one movie, he's there and gone, so it's hard to connect. When you've got more Avengers coming in and all that stuff, it's hard to make that character sing.
With like you said, with Loki, even though Thor wasn't a great movie, it did establish those characters and what they could be.
Now, again, to why I put this one at as low as I did. There's like 20 minutes where Tony Stark was fixing an engine on the ship, and I'm like, all right, cool. And like Hulk's doing stuff, but like he's not going to kill anyone, so it's just there to separate them, and that's I don't like the story as much, but you can't rate the Avengers lower. You can't. It has to be in the top 10. It's what it did for everything.
Yeah.
The Dooku wouldn't exist.
And what would we do without the Dooku?
The Dark Universe, Cinematic Universe? Well, we have to live without it.
I want that on a shirt. What would we do without the Dooku? And then on the back, we have to make Dooku without the Dooku.
Call the count. All right, John. So that was your 4?
Yes.
Avengers was number 4. John.
Oh, one quick note.
Oh, yeah.
The scene where Hulk is like smashing Loki just like a rag doll. Incredible.
Almost the best scene
in the
last 21 movies.
Yeah, that scene is great. There are some great bits. That one shot where they're flying through New York when the battle and it goes from all the Avengers going around the city.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
John, what is your number 6, sir?
My number 6 was Avengers.
Oh, there you go. All right, number 5.
Was Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, number 5.
I love that movie.
That was my 11, 12 spot. Please lead off. Is it on your list, Liv?
I haven't seen the full movie.
She hasn't seen the full movie. All right.
I'm not proud of it.
No, hey, there's a lot of movies out there. You jabron.
Visually amazing.
Oh, so good.
All those... It introduces magic properly into the MCU.
Yeah.
You had a little bit of it with Thor, but Doctor Strange is where it's at.
Dude, yeah, some of those visuals.
The mirror dimension,
Oof.
all those visuals in
I mean,
there
it starts
are
off like the
amazing.
first scene is the ancient one fighting Caecilius, and it's just weird visuals to start. Like, here's an MCU film. All these buildings are inverting on each other and
If
stuff.
you're an epileptic, probably don't see the
Do
film.
not see this
because
film.
there is lots of flashy
so
lights
mad.
and shit going on all over the
They're like
place.
3-minute sequence where the ancient one gets Doctor Strange's head and it just and he just goes flying through the cosmos and eternity and stuff.
Liv won't need to see this movie now.
yeah, I was just gonna gab about it. It's a cool movie. Why is it number 5 for you though? What puts it above some of the rest?
Magic.
Enough said.
I have always liked. I've read a lot of the Doctor Strange stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm getting back into his newer stuff.
Okay.
I love Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
He was.
Bendis Nickel Cumberbatch.
Yeah. How many names can we pronounce? There was a bit of controversy with Tilda Swinton as the ancient one.
Which,
Really?
yeah, because she wasn't
Because
Asian
the ancient
American.
one should be
Asian.
a little Asian man,
Oh,
and they cast a bald-headed white woman.
Yeah.
And she's a very white woman.
Yeah.
She's the white woman.
Yeah.
But her role was amazing.
I liked it. I thought she was great.
She played it really well.
She's a weirdo, and I think someone who's that old should be a bit odd.
Yeah, again, just Cumberbatch's whole role and the way he plays it goes from arrogant surgeon
Yeah.
to not humble.
No, definitely not humble.
But like a little bit less
Yeah,
arrogant.
a little bit less of an ass.
He gets the importance of other people. And the ending with Dormammu, the way they
Whole
resolve the
lot.
villain, it's great. Where he does the time. Oh, Liv hasn't seen it.
No, I've seen like 3/4 of it.
Okay, well, this is the he goes to see the big.
It's fine, I'll forget.
Yeah, the demon Dormammu, and like to defeat him, he gets him stuck in a time loop and
loop.
dies over and over and over again to piss him off, and he has to go through all that pain and stuff to save the cosmos and humanity. It's really cool ending. Visuals are cool. Chiwetel Ejiofor as
Baron
Baron
Mordo.
Mordo, that's right.
But his role could have been bigger.
It should have been bigger before the twist, before the
It was
turn
just
happens.
he amounted to a very much of a nothing role.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah. Even, I mean,
He was a mentor, and then he just wandered off into
Yeah.
the sunset.
even Wong was like more compelling of a character.
Yeah.
And I mean, he shows up in Infinity War, so he's there and he's teaching Doctor Strange everything, and then he gets pissed off that the Ancient One used this thing, and then he's like, "Well, magic shouldn't be there anymore." And the end credit scene is him taking away the guy's magic so he can't walk again. Like, all right, I guess you're bad now. It wasn't really set up too much. But Doctor Strange is kind of like Iron Man with magic, like it's the same kind of character and stuff. It's fun, and I just rewatched it last week, and it's still a fun time. But I just want to put it in my top 10.
I do like how his cape is a character.
Oh, the cape's great.
Yeah.
The cape is awesome. It's funny without saying anything. I get like the magic adds like an element to the fight choreograph that is just not there in other films, and it's really interesting and fun.
I do think that Rachel McAdams was wasted in that movie.
Oh, Hundy P.
Yeah.
Hundy
100%.
P?
Yeah,
Hundy
Hundy
P.
Yeah, we need more McAdams. I think they might be trying to make her the night nurse. Like it's a character who like patches up the Avengers and stuff. But Rosario Dawson was that in the Netflix shows. So I don't know.
Yeah, but again, it's
all cancelled.
there is nothing.
They've been
no
Thanos
coloration
snapped
there,
by
yeah.
Netflix as well. We'll see. Hopefully she gets a bigger role. You're right. She was underutilized.
I don't think she will. I
not.
don't think there's any need for her in Endgame.
Yeah. None in Endgame. Maybe Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I hope she comes back. I think we need more of her. She's not like a Jane from Thor. What's her name?
Jane.
No. What's the actress's name?
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. Thank you very much. Who was kind of she was there for most of it, but it was like, yeah, what are you doing?
Why
here?
though?
Yeah. I mean,
In the first film, I get.
the second one, the third one, Sings without it. Anyway, that was your number...
5.
What is your number 4, sir?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Pump the brakes on this conversation.
Yeah.
That's higher for me.
That's my 4.
That's a good 4. But okay. So I'll go with mine. I feel like we're there. My number 6, Spider-Man Homecoming. John, is that higher up on yours?
That was and Liv's number 10.
That was your number 10, that's right.
That's why you wanted to...
Let's talk about it. So I grew up watching the Raimi Spider-Mans, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. I watched those. Loved them. They were great. And I really haven't read too many Spider-Man comics, which is to my chagrin, because I'm a DC comic reader mostly. But Tom Holland's Spider-Man, the second he showed up in Civil War, I fell in love with him. And this movie is awesome. Again, just like you were saying, Liv, it's a teen, comedy, high school comedy, but with Spider-Man in it. It's great. I love it. The new suit, the way he talks to it, how he interacts, how he quips while he's Spider-Man. It's classic Spider-Man.
How he's actually teenage.
Yeah, and he's like a 30-year-old pretending to be a high schooler. Dude, watching Tobey Maguire cry in that film, like, you're a 30-year-old man. You look like a 12-year-old just crying. What is this? Yeah. And I also liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Mans, which I might be the only one in the world who did.
No, first one was alright.
I remember leaving the second Amazing Spider-Man with my friend Keegan, both of us exclaiming that it was the best Spider-Man movie we've ever seen.
What? I haven't even seen that one, but I know it's not the best.
It's fucking awful. It's really bad.
So were you guys just brainwashed or something?
No, we just
You had a good time.
we had a great time. I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but that movie's fucking brutal. I don't know why we said that. But this one, Homecoming, I like how they took the origin story of Spider-Man. We all know it. It's in the background. We don't have to see it again. But then they injected it with the MCU because of the whole deal with Sony, which is, again, insane that it happened, like the way it did, that we can get these movies. But now Iron Man is like the mentor. He's the father figure. He's helping out. It gives it a twist that makes it cemented in this universe.
So originally, Nick Fury was meant to be the mentor.
Yes, which looks like is going to happen in the new one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. That's cool. I think it works better for Iron Man.
Oh, definitely.
Because Robert Downey Jr. was at a contract already, for actual movies. Yeah. And it just utilizes the character because we're not going to see him until Infinity War. It gives him something to play off of. And it grows him and grows Peter Parker too. I just love.
And sets up the father-son kind of dynamic.
Yeah. Oh, and holy shit, Michael Keaton is the Vulture. Oh my god, when he's in the car and he figures out who he is and his daughter goes out and he just turns around. Dude, so cool. Yeah. I think the end is a bit weaker. Like the plane fight scene and all that stuff, it's kind of samey. But I don't know. I really like this Spider-Man film.
Yeah,
Anyone?
so do I.
Yeah? Thing to add? You don't have to. Don't feel the pressure to add.
I was just going to say, I like how the characters are actually representative of their age and what you would be like at that time.
Yes.
I don't know why Aunt May was always portrayed as an old lady.
Yeah. She always had that. She's an aunt. Dude, Marissa Tomei.
Oh boy.
Oh my lord. She's definitely gonna fuck Iron Man, right? That's gonna happen, right?
Isn't he engaged to Pepper Potts?
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, but if she dusted.
Oh, if she did dust and Marissa Tomei didn't, here we go.
The thing I didn't like
was... yeah. Why is it your 10 on your guys' list?
Oh, it was purely at the end just because I enjoyed other ones more. Not because it was bad or anything.
Okay, yeah.
But the whole reveal of Gwen, was it? Or Mary Jane?
No, Mary Jane.
Mary Jane, yeah. It's just dumb.
It is
Didn't
a little
need
bit
to be
dumb.
there.
Yeah, my friends call me, MJ? Yeah. That was a bit weird.
Cool.
Zendaya, we love her or hate her. She's there.
I find it one of the most rewatchable of the Marvel movies.
Yeah,
It's the easiest.
I'm halfway through it right now, actually.
It's really easy to watch. You already said it balances the whole teenage thing with it being a superhero thing really well.
Yeah.
I'm just not a Spider-Man fan.
Oh, okay.
I have never been a Spider-Man fan.
Sure.
And while it's a good movie, I wouldn't go back to it.
Fair enough.
Often.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's not a bad movie.
Can we have a quick side why you're not a fan of Spider-Man?
Just I've never been. Just
Sure.
never connected with it.
That's fair enough.
Never read much of his stuff, so
Yeah.
that's purely the only reason why it didn't.
I
Fair
did
enough.
love that they didn't go through the origin story again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with DC, like we've seen Batman's origin
Oh,
story
God.
so goddamn many times.
We'll probably see it again in this new one that's coming out in a few years. So my number 5 was Winter Soldier, which we dissected thoroughly. My number 4 is Thor Ragnarok. Higher on your guys'... Yeah,
Oh, it's my 4.
that's your 4 too? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's higher on your list. We'll talk about it when we get there. All right, so before we get to Liv's number 3, I got a message from Huw. He said, how's the Virgin conference going? So I feel like he's not a fan of our conversation.
So
Well,
we should have it louder as well.
yes.
I think so. Well, he's still in
Talk louder.
bed. It's 2 p.m. and he's still in fucking bed. You're the virgin. I'm a virgin. All right, Liv. Speaking of virgins, what is your number 3 MCU film?
Iron Man.
Oh, okay. John, where's the Iron Man for you?
It is higher on my list.
Higher. We'll
than-
get
than
there when we get
3.
there. Then. All right. What is your number 3, sir?
My number 3 is Thor Ragnarok.
Okay, that was my 4.
It was
Yeah.
my 3, but
And now it's your 4.
no, it's now
Tie?
it's mine. And now it's up.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll go to my 3, which is Captain America: Civil War. What? What's that?
That's fine, I guess.
Civil War is fine. What are you talking about?
It's not a 3 in my books, but you know, you're entitled to your opinion.
It was nearly my number fucking 1.
What?
For the amount Civil War could have done.
Wait, people don't like this movie?
It was pretty much just 12 characters battling each other.
Yeah, but so it had all the... Oh my...
Where's the Civil War in that? That's just a playground argument.
Sure, where's the... I guess Infinity War has a war in it. That's true. But what I loved about this film is it was this huge movie with all these characters, but it was still a Captain America story, which I guess
Was
loses...
it though?
Yes, it was, because he's the driving force for all of this. You know, he's been trying to find the Winter Soldier, who he knows is a good person, but has been brainwashed to do all this stuff. So when the government comes to him and says, you have to be reined in, you can't have free will to do whatever you want with all your powers, he says no, going against where he started from in World War Whoops, in World War Two, from where and he completely flips and stands by his ideals because he knows he believes in himself and he believes in his friend. So the government starts chasing him because they don't believe in him. So he goes against the law for his ideals that he built up, and it's a backdrop against fighting the other Avengers in that amazing airport scene. It's so cool.
That scene was cool.
It's so amazing how they balance them all, how like, they're in it for that scene. It's just like a comic book. They're in it for that scene, but it continues to be Captain America's story. With the villain is Iron Man, who has every right to be mad, and you see his sides laid out. It's a cool character piece, and in that character piece, fucking 12 Avengers fight each other in a German airport. It's so cool. Spider-Man introduced, Black Panther introduced. They make such a splash, yet they still don't steal the movie away, but they're just cool pieces. It was another Avengers without the title on it.
That's exactly what it should have been, though.
Yeah.
It should have been another Avengers film.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the Captain America film. There's
I
still a story there.
It's his story. It's his story. He gets the most screen time. We follow him. The emotional journey is
Does
I
his.
he?
feel
know,
like
can
it's
you-
a pretty stark story too.
Yeah, but what we were saying about bad villains is, and the villains in the MCU, we don't understand their motives. Tony Stark is the villain.
I didn't
We get his
like
motives.
his motive in this one. I
To-
didn't like that it was, you know, he found out Bucky killed his parents.
Yeah.
And I thought that after all they've been through, like aliens from space and everything, I thought he would know better than to get emotional about that.
Well, you would
And-
think that after everything they've been through, Captain America would tell Iron Man that Winter Soldier killed his parents as soon as he found out. But he didn't. He kept it a secret. And if there's trust in the team going through all that, then why shouldn't he be as mad?
Yeah, no, he has every right to be mad, but what was he trying to do? Was he trying to kill him?
We don't know. Yeah, how far can this man who's been the leader of our heroes go? I don't think he was going to kill him, but I think he wanted to.
It just felt like, what was the point of that battle? What if he wasn't going to kill him? What was the point?
Well, I don't think he knew. I just think he was angry and felt betrayed, and he snapped, and you don't know what he was going to do. That's why I think it's so thrilling. How far will Iron Man go for this rage that, you know, by all accounts, he should understand, but he can't control it. And oh my god, yeah. All right, I guess you guys don't like Civil War. That's crazy.
No, I did like it.
Yeah.
Just not as much as I liked the other ones.
It's completely fair enough. I could watch this. This one's my most rewatched. I watch this one all the time. I love this film so much. But there is a lot going on But I still think it's Captain America's story. But I don't want to preach to the choir too much. Right. Liv, your number 2 film.
My number's 2.
Your number's
is
2.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's my number 3. Johnny?
That was my number 3.
That's your number 3?
It
Yeah.
was my number 3, and I changed it like a minute ago.
Let's talk about Thor Ragnarok because it's bloody awesome.
Oh, so good!
This movie's great.
So, I'm a huge Taika Waititi fan.
Yes.
And I think
Also, this is my number 4. Right? Yeah, go.
it's your number 4.
Number 4, yeah.
Okay. So, I think this is obviously the best Thor movie.
Yes. By a mile.
Yeah, and so Chris Hemsworth has great comic potential, and it's finally been realized in this movie.
Yeah, because they had serious directors in the first 2.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working, so they went away with it.
Because it's not a serious plot, like magic and
Yeah.
gods and shit.
It's
Like,
quirky.
yeah.
And I loved, because in the first one, he's all like this serious god who's like, pretty dour and stuff. He has some funny moments, but he spent time on Earth. He spent time surrounded by humans, and he's got that more of energy around him, and he's just so enthralling to watch in this film.
It's just the tonal shift that they made. It was a complete gamble.
Yes,
And
yes.
it completely paid off.
Yeah,
Like you said, Hemsworth and his comedic timing. Mm-hmm. It's brilliant.
It's so good. The only thing, the only knock on this film is that the trailer showed the Hulk in it.
Yeah.
But we already knew, because I already knew he was going to be in this film.
Yeah.
But for people that didn't, like, imagine like halfway through this film, Thor's in an arena and the Hulk comes through.
I deliberately didn't watch any of the trailers,
Did you know
so
Hulk-
it was a surprise.
Oh,
for me.
so you didn't-
And it was awesome!
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Emma Thompson is awesome in it as Valkyrie. Jeff Goldblum steals
Oh,
every
yeah.
scene he's in.
Incredible. So I was listening to a podcast about that where they interviewed him, and he just basically improvised all of his performance.
Of course he did. He's so funny. He's such a weirdo too. He just fits into that world. The
These weird, like,
visuals,
space floozies.
yeah, visuals are great. The story's really
The
fun.
devil's anus.
The humor is spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't all land, but it mostly lands. And seeing and what I like about comics and stuff is you can just take 1 or 2 characters, put them in a story together, and seeing the Thor and Hulk have the little adventure.
Yeah,
that's
it's kind of
great.
like a buddy movie.
Yeah. What do you think of Hela, Goddess of Death? I think she was underutilized, but when she was in it, she was awesome.
Yeah, she was great.
Kate Blanchett was so good. Loki as well. Doctor Strange is in this movie for a little bit.
Just for a bit.
Just for a bit. Again, utilized perfectly. Gets for the story from point A to B so he can carry on.
Yeah, he's used there as a waypoint.
Yeah.
But not jammed in there.
Exactly.
Just because.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird because it's such a devastating story for Thor, but it's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's like basically his home and everything he's known has been built on a web of lies.
Yeah.
But I did like how it was like, well, how did you think we made all this?
Yeah.
It was just so good.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this movie is hilarious.
It's
Like,
easily the funniest MCU movie.
100%.
Definitely.
And hands down, it's a comedy, and it's
Very colourful too.
colorful sci-fi weirdness. Yeah, I love it. It's very like 80s, 70s, 80s comics when like Jack Kirby was just drawing random shit and seeing what stuck.
Also, they finally paid us fan service. We got to see the Hulk's butt crack.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we wanted from the beginning,
I
right?
did, yeah, that was way too hot for me to handle. John, you're number 2. Oh, did you do number 3? You did your number 3, right?
Yeah. Number 3 was Thor. Ragnarok.
Yes, that's right. And your number 2, sir.
Infinity War.
That is my number 2 too. Liv?
It's higher. Guess which number?
So it's your number 1. Should we just talk about it?
Yes.
Your number 1, mine and John's number 2. All right, Johnny, go off. Why is this not your number 2? Oh my god, this movie is so fucking awesome.
It's the full combination of the previous 19 Marvel movies before it.
Yeah.
It brings everything to a head. Everything that you thought was going to happen happened.
Yeah.
Thanos finally made an appearance.
And he
was as terrifying as you'd expect him
Oh
to be.
man, I remember the week before that movie came out, I was having dreams. I was just so excited. I was dreaming that Thanos was like here, and I was fucking freaked out. And I woke up and I go, no, that was intense. And then I went to the movie and I was like, no, it's pretty much how he was. He was, oh man, so strong and intimidating. Go.
It was the perfect culmination of these movies.
Yes. And it was just like Civil War. Civil War was Captain America's movie. Infinity War was Thanos' movie.
100%.
He's the one we follow. It's his journey to, from one point to another. He succeeds his goals. He does it. But oh my god, the in-between is so good. Every scene in this movie, I have no fault. Like, there are weaker points, but every scene I have the biggest smile on my face. The Guardians introduced to the Avengers, hanging out with Thor.
Thor with Rocket.
Oh my god, so good. The only thing I need from Endgame is a scene with Rocket and Iron Man. Yeah, that's all I need. And I'll be happy.
Did the scene where Bucky was holding Rocket up shooting kind of feel that?
It was so good. Oh my god. All right, why is it your number one, Livy?
Because this movie subverts all the expectations of a superhero film. After
Whoa, what?
so many films of watching our heroes, we always know they're going to win.
Yeah.
And they don't this time.
Oh,
That's true.
Which is
My
amazing. I
Lord.
think Thanos is a really good villain because he's complex. He's a bit like Magneto in the way that you kind of understand the reasoning.
Yeah, it makes sense, but there's a level of insanity.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's a reason he called the Mad Titan.
Yeah, but you sort of you understand his motive. It's not just I'm evil for the sake of being evil.
Yeah, he's no Malekith. You guys remember that one?
Is that the Dark Elf?
That is the Dark Elf.
Is that Christopher Eccleston?
It is
Yes,
Christopher
it is.
Eccleston. Yes, it is. In heavy prosthetics. Dude,
Wasted.
Infinity War, alright, let's name some favorite moments. When Thanos throws a moon at Iron Man, that's pretty cool. Oh my god, he just chucks a moon at him. And when Spider-Man's zipping around through portals made by Doctor Strange and stuff. Oh man, this movie's awesome.
No. Every scene with Thor and Rocket in it.
Yeah.
Is it-
And
is
even
it
like Thor gets sidelined with those two to make the hammer, but even that's just fun because of the interplay and the weird wackiness. Peter
Peter
Dinklage.
Yeah,
That was odd.
a dwarf
that's an
is a
odd-
giant
Yeah.
dwarf.
Yeah, that one was odd. That was a bit weird, but it still worked. But the way it starts, like you open up on all these. What are they called? What are Thor's people called?
Oh, the
Asgardians?
Asgardians.
That's the one. All these Guardians
Oh, yeah,
dead, and Loki's final death maybe. Thor fights Thanos in the first 5 minutes on a spaceship in the middle of space. It's so cool.
So Thor's lost his home, his people, his brother, his dad,
Yeah, he's and his eye.
his hammer.
His eye, yeah. And it starts and just goes from there. The New York when the guys come down. Oh man.
So,
I think they did a great handling of an ensemble cast.
Yes.
And such a literally powerful ensemble cast.
Yeah, it's 86 characters. There's supposed to be something like that, and they all are handled. They get screen time. They all get some fun moments in the battles, and then that ending. Oh my god, that ending! I'm still not over it. It's so good. Yeah,
the one time I've ever seen Jeremy speechless.
that's a good point. John and I went to see this together, and we were shell shocked. We didn't move throughout the credits. We just sat there. God, when Spider-Man, just he's like, I don't want to go, whatever he says.
He ad-libbed that.
Yeah, it was all improv, that scene.
I don't feel so well, Mr. Stark.
Oh my god, that made me cry. Dude, I can't wait to see what happens in an Endgame. Damn, Avengers Infinity War is, it's spectacle, it's earned, and it's wonderful. But it is my number two. It is my number two. What is your number one, Johnny Boy?
Iron Man.
Jesus Christ, number one?
Yeah.
Because it started it all, Jeremy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, fair enough. Talk me why you like Iron Man. It's good, it's fun. It's my number 9, though.
Again, what Liv said.
Yep.
Starts the whole lot. It sets the tone for the rest of the. Even though it didn't know what it was going to do.
It had aspirations.
It was. They did this movie, and there was still. You rewatch the movie now, and then you go, right, that's set up for
Yep.
stuff further on down the line.
Yeah.
Even though it could have just been, if it had flopped,
Yeah.
that was it.
When it was Marvel's Hail Mary as well.
Yeah.
Their last chance. They were in serious debt.
This was before they were bought by Disney as well. It was unknown waters for them, yeah.
Exactly. It's just started it all. Rob Downey Jr. is Iron Man.
Casting him was
Brilliant.
so smart. And the way his character, the Tony Stark kind of reflects Downey Jr.'s life as well. With someone struggling to overcome their past and becoming a hero and stuff like that. Here's it, the gremlin from the fucking back room.
Name dropping your virginity summit.
We already mentioned that you called us virgins, you piece of shit. Don't talk off mic, you asshole. What are you doing? Are you cooking? You can't cook. Oh, he's eating a cucumber. Nice.
You know what he's going to use that one for?
Oh yes, he's going back in his room with a cucumber. We'll wait till Hugh leaves because he'll laugh at us for speaking. Do you have anything to add on Marvel movies, Hugh? We'll come to the mic for a bit. Say what you like. What's your favorite one? He shook his head. He's leaving.
What? Let's guess which one would be his favorite. Thor: The Dark World.
For the Dark World.
I haven't seen any.
You're too far away, don't speak. Alright, Iron Man, continue. Liv, where was it on yours?
It was.
Stop eating cucumbers into the mic.
He cuked.
Ugh.
It was 3.
You're number 3 for you. Okay, what do you like about it?
I like basically everything you've already mentioned. You know, it's started the whole cinematic universe. It was a huge gamble. They had no idea how it was going to play out. It's humorous. It's got so much personality.
It does.
Yeah, Rob Downey Jr. again, incredible.
How about the villain? Do you like Jebediah Stane or whatever he was? Obadiah Stane? I think his name was. I know his first name was Obadiah or something.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges, he was fine. I just, the effects don't hold up as much anymore, which you can get past.
Yeah.
You can get past. This doesn't ruin it for me. It's a great movie. I just...
And the ending? Oh,
The ending? What about
oh
it?
no, sorry, not the ending. When he tells everyone that he's...
Oh, that is the
Iron
ending. Yeah,
Man.
that's the ending. Yeah,
the
that's the
ending,
ending. Yeah. Dude, that's cool. That is... Yeah, that's...
It's amazing. Because you're like, superhero unmasked.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's... Like, I watched it a lot when it first came out. I didn't see it in the cinemas. I missed that one. But just as the time has gone on,
I did.
So did I.
Oh, really?
You know why? Because my dad saw the trailer and it was an AC/DC song and he was like, oh, we're all going as a family to see this. I was like, what the fuck? This looks dumb. And I loved it.
That's great. Yeah, it draws you in. It's really good way to start. And then the end with Nick Fury,
Yeah.
Avengers
That's right.
Initiative.
It sets up
Fucking
everything else.
look what's come. Yeah.
The only reason it made number 1 over Infinity War is sentimental reasons.
Sure.
It
Okay.
was the first one I saw. It was
Yeah.
the first one in the
Yep.
in the
Okay.
universe. It's
Yeah,
just
man.
a special place.
Cool.
It beats it. It beats
Yeah,
it.
that's
beats
good.
out.
That's right. So your number 1, Liv, was Infinity War. Your number 1 was Iron Man. Do you guys know what my number 1 was? It's Guardians of the Galaxy. This one above Civil War. I watched this one all the time. It's hilarious.
I can get around that.
Oh man, I love and
it was
because
number 4.
yeah, because I've watched it a lot, and then recently I was like, Guardians of the Galaxy, it's lower, blah blah blah, just because I was so used to it, and then I popped it on last week again for this list just to see, and dude, I get caught back in that movie, and I don't turn it off until it's done. I don't step away from it. The characters are
I need to
so
watch it again.
yeah, the characters are so funny, and they play off together so well. That scene where they're all standing around on Yondu's ship. Talking about the plan, and it's just like wisecrack. It's like the Thor's hammer scene of Avengers. It's just the characters interacting. It's so fun. The music, the music defines this film, and it's so good. James,
Even though the time of it doesn't really make sense.
what's this?
Like the time of the music. Because he leaves Earth in the 80s, right?
I think so.
But it's all 70s music?
Yeah, but it was the
Yeah.
music his mum gave him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, true.
So you want to take that back, Liv, from
Yes,
my
I
favorite
do.
Marvel
I
Cinematic
do.
Universe film?
Okay, I've only seen it once.
Yeah, that's
and
fair enough.
I saw it in 2 parts.
Oh yeah, you got to watch it as
So,
a cohesive. Oh.
yeah,
You
definitely.
just like watching movies in parts.
No, I don't. I don't. I just really
She
don't
falls
have enough
asleep.
time.
She
No,
fall-
I
yeah.
didn't fall asleep this
Ah.
time. This
She's
is
either
when I was
busy
in
or full-
America,
Okay,
and
okay. You're full
my
on.
roommate came running out because one of our other roommates was so drunk that she passed out in a bush and peed herself, and we had to go get her.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit of a dampening
Yeah,
on the experience.
Ew. Yeah, that's fair enough. I love the characters. Do you have a favorite Guardian member? I love Rocket. I'm a Rocket fan.
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Dave Bautista cried when he found out he got the role of Drax.
Oh, dude, Drax is pretty good.
Yeah.
I love his laugh.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just infectious.
I heard people saying that like in the second one he becomes dumber and stuff, but I just see it as character growth. I feel like he was a goofy dad. All the sadness and everything come, and then he found family again, and now he's just like this goofy fun guy who's enjoying life. Like Infinity War when he's slowly eating the chip and become undetectable.
Yeah.
Oh, and the where is Gamora? I'll do you one more. Why is Gamora? He made that line up as well.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
The weaker part is probably Ronan as the villain, Ronan the Accuser. But the movie's he's there just for something for it to be a Marvel movie. There's the villain because it's just the characters are so fun. I love all the scenes they get into, the prison break.
I did like the throwback to Captain Marvel with Ronan the Accuser.
Yes, yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Captain Marvel as
Yeah.
well.
And
So
he's-
it sort of
he's-
links everything
Yeah.
back.
I mean, the trailer for this movie was awesome. No one knew who Guardians were. Like, no one knew who these characters were. And now they're part of the lexicon. Star-Lord's introduction, the whole opening scene. It's one of my favorite title shots of all time with the big guide to the galaxy and then Peter Quill's just in the corner doing like a fist pumping action to the music. I love this film. Yeah, this one's my favorite by a mile.
Nice.
Okay. Oh my god, here we go. We have counted down our separate lists of Marvel films, and now we order them. All right, guys, should we start? We'll just start at 1, and we'll go down, and then we'll say that what should go number 1. I feel like, and I'm going to give leeway here, Infinity War. Iron Man. You have Iron Man, John, right?
Iron Man is 1.
And you have Infinity War as 1.
And you have Guardians.
And I have Guardians as 1. I'm willing to consent Guardians won't be at the top. What do you think? I could put Infinity War over Iron Man.
You and I have Infinity War 2.
Yes.
Liv has it at 1.
And
I think that's a logical number one
that
spot.
makes sense. All right.
Because we all have it so close to the top.
A gentleman's agreement.
Yes. Ding! I wish we had blind glasses. All right. So, do you want to? I'll write down this list. You got it. All right. So, Infinity War number 1. What is number 2, Johnny boy? What is number 2? Do you want to make a case for Iron Man?
We haven't spoken about the problematic parts of Iron Man yet.
Oh, what are the problematic parts?
The like subtle racism.
Subtle racism. Which parts? Oh, because of the
where he's being held.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm happy for Iron Man to go much higher on the list because I know it's not everyone's favorite film.
Oh, you mean much lower? Yeah.
Sorry, much lower.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, can we put Guardians number 2? Guardians of the Galaxy
I was
number 2?
about to say I'm happy for Guardians to go up. Like, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
I put a 6.
Yeah.
That's so low.
Put it as 6. Yeah, I love this film. All right, so then,
Guardians 2.
and then because you're number 1, Iron Man
Yeah.
number 3.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. It's out at all. That's good. Okay. Now, Civil War is my next highest. So
I've still got Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, for sure.
Ragnarok was
3,
my 4.
So
Yeah, I think.
Well, this is 4.
Yeah,
So-
Ragnarok's good. I think bump that one up. It's it's all high on our list. It's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. So that's number 4. Mm-hmm. Number 5. What do people got for the next one? What's your next highest, John?
I've got the Doctor Strange at 5.
Okay, do you
But
want?
I do have a Doctor Strange. on my
Yeah,
list.
it's gonna be. Well, we'll see.
So-
We'll see. So that's your next highest.
Yeah. So, but
Okay, what's your next highest?
Winter Soldier.
What number?
Oh, sorry. Next highest
Yeah.
is Iron Man and then Avengers.
So Avengers is your next highest on your list.
Yeah.
I've got Avengers at 6.
I got Avengers. At
I think
7.
Avengers can go later.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that one's kind of the same reasons why John likes Iron Man.
Sure.
It's more
Okay. Well,
sentimental,
just
but-
pop Age of Ultron at number 5.
Oh
And,
my.
and we'll we'll move up
Are
to
we
the.
going to have an 11? Because I think Age of Ultron can go there.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Age of Ultron is making this list. It's my 10, and it's not on your list. It's not making it. All right, so we're up to what, number 5?
Yeah, we still need a 5.
So my next highest is my number 3, which is Civil War. But from what you guys say, I think we can go a bit lower with that one. I do want it on the list though. It's got to be on this list.
Yeah.
But all right, fair enough. So then what's
I-
John's Doctor Strange and yours is?
Winter Soldier.
I'm okay with Winter Soldier being
Yeah,
up
okay.
there.
Yeah.
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 Cool. Yeah, Winter Soldier.
It's
I think.
not on my list, but I will concede that one.
Okay, fair enough. So yours is next one is Doctor Strange. Is that the one you want? Is there one you want to argue for more, or because we've only got
Number 6.
got 4 spots left?
Yeah.
I got Homecoming, Avengers, Black Panther.
So I'd probably put Avengers at 6.
I'm actually happy with Avengers at 6.
Yep. It's good 6.
Yeah, I think Avengers is a really good 6
Yeah.
actually. Slots in pretty nicely. Distant from Infinity War. Yeah, all right, 6 is good. Now, can I make a case for Civil War being 7? It's my 3. Liv, what do you got? What do you got?
Black Panther.
Shit.
See?
Yeah. Yeah. It's higher on your guys' list. It's
see?
on all of our lists.
I've got Black Panther at 7 as well.
Fuck. It's Civil War. He's introduced in Civil War. Oh, fine. Put Black Panther there.
You sure?
Yeah. No, it's a good idea.
Civil War 8.
I can do. Does anyone else have another?
No,
See,
Civil War was my 8.
8?
See, my 8 was Ant-Man. So
Oh, yeah, that is not making this flag on this piece.
Yeah,
Oh, it might
exactly.
actually make 9 or 10. Yeah, but Civil War number 8.
I don't think it will.
Okay. What's next? Have we got Winter Soldier? We have Winter Soldier.
Yep.
I just have Spider-Man: Homecoming, and that's it. Yeah, Spider-Man: Homecoming is my next one. So what do you guys got? I'm okay with that.
Captain Marvel and Spider-Man.
I got
Ooh.
Captain Marvel and Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still-
Is that our 9 and 10?
But in what order?
I want Spider-Man over Captain Marvel.
What's
that's just me.
What's our 8?
Civil War.
Civil War.
Civil War. That's
Civil
why I haven't got it.
Yeah,
written
you
down.
haven't got it on yours. Do you have any other movies? Do you want Ant-Man?
Nah, man.
over Captain Marvel or something? Or
No.
okay, so
I'm happy for the 9 and 10 to
Okay.
be Spider-Man and Captain Marvel.
Spider-Man over Captain Marvel?
Well, it was higher on because you
Yeah.
didn't have Captain Marvel, did you?
No, I didn't.
I had Captain Marvel at 9.
It's up to you guys. I'm happy to
Well-
see you guys take the order.
I had it higher, but considering you didn't even have Captain Marvel on your list, if we average it out, it would be Spider-Man over Captain Marvel.
That's mathematically that's fine, but I've always hated math. So what's your heart say?
My heart says Captain Marvel.
Well, your heart's wrong, but I agree. Let's do that.
Well, what should
Yeah.
we do, John? You make the call.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with Captain Marvel 9.
Captain Marvel 9. Under duress, I
Spider-Man 10.
will agree with that.
At least Spider-Man made it, no?
That's fair enough. It is fair enough. Age of Ultron, honorable mention. Do you have honorable mentions? Mine was Guardians 2 and Doctor Strange.
Mine is Guardians too.
Yeah.
No,
Everything else wasn't close.
no, not really.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Insane that Civil War didn't make your list. That's so crazy. I didn't realize people didn't like that movie as much. Maybe just you two, you weirdos.
I did like it. It was number 8 on my list,
Sure.
Jeremy.
8 is no 2 or 3. All right. We done? Should we read this final list out?
From 10,
From 10. Do we do like introductions? You want to introduce the list? The top 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe films. It sounds like the Brownlow voice. Number 10. Liv, you're reading them out. Because I don't have
yes,
the
I'm
list.
trying to find a fun fact to say.
No fun facts. Just reading about
Okay.
this. This is so long.
2017's Spider-Man Homecoming.
All right, you're going to be close.
Homecoming!
Spider-Man Homecoming, number 10. Number 9 is...
2019's Captain Marvel.
Don't have to say the years. Don't have to say
Just trying to make it cool.
This is unobjectively not cool at all.
Alright, whatever.
You can do it if you want. Number 8.
Captain America Civil War.
Nice. A bit low for my liking, but alright. John, any comments on that?
Lucky to make the list.
Fuck you. Number 7.
Black Panther.
Yep.
Oscar nominated.
Oscar winning.
Yes, true.
Number 6.
Avengers.
The first one. 2012.
Yes. Is it called The Avengers or just Avengers?
The Avengers.
It's called The Avengers?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5?
Captain America The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I feel like more people will put that higher up on. And it's cool that it came number 5. That's interesting. Number 4.
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok at number 4. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
happy with that.
I'm okay
That's
with that.
really
Yeah.
good.
Very well represented. I think it's going to age even better just by the way it's tracking. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Iron Man.
Okay, well, I'm not thrilled with this placement, but it makes sense. I'm the oddity out
Did
there.
you have that on your list?
Yeah, it was my number 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
You.
Hey, it's above Age of Ultron. That's something. Number 2.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I actually think this is the movie that's going to age the best.
Yeah.
I think
so.
just the story won't get old.
And it's disconnected from all the other
Yeah.
events, so you don't have to watch all of the MCU to understand Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was it called Volume 1?
No, it's
No.
got Guardians of the
Okay,
Galaxy.
so it was just the second one's Volume 2.
Yeah. And number 1, our favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe film is...
Infinity War.
Well, that just makes sense. That movie's
Yeah,
too epic to everything. Guys, we bloody have gone and done it.
And no one's died.
No one's got snapped. Well, Liv is turning into dust, but that's her fault because she
I
snapped.
don't feel so well,
Oh.
Mr. Jeremy.
Mr. Jerry, what are you as? They had the butler at my house.
Yes.
Guys, you are objectively better than Josh and Huw, so that was a real bonus. I didn't have to yell at anyone. We had a good time speaking. I'm not frustrated at the end of this.
Yes, you are.
I'm a little frustrated. Iron Man's way too high up for my liking. But
I'm frustrated. There's way too many Captain America movies on this list for my liking.
dude, it's the best trilogy in the whole lot.
Hey.
Guys, Johnny, thank you for being on a proper episode.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, we got to do this another one of these lists. We'll find out another topic, get this game together. Liv, you're always here, so I guess we'll hear from you soon. Actually, I think we heard from you last week. Actually, you were on last week's episode. Oh,
Wasn't
were
that
you?
Madame Uno?
Were you? Yeah, that's true. It's a good point. Sorry, I've given your characters away.
What character?
I
I don't know what you're talking about.
But we'll be back next week. You guys won't. I'll have to be stuck with those two oafs again.
I mean, we should do an Endgame review, right?
We should do an Endgame.
We
It
should.
comes out today. I don't know where we'll slot it in, but maybe we'll give it like a month for everyone to see it, and we can nerd out about that.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to do that. Like,
We should write down what we think's going to happen as well, and then see how wrong we are.
ooh, yeah.
Write them down, put them in envelopes.
Yeah,
Steal them.
mail them to each other.
Oh, that's cute. Have like a lead chain. Well, guys, any final words? That was
If
a huge breath.
if Endgame isn't amazing,
Yeah.
Jeremy and I can't be friends anymore.
Yeah, that'll destroy our friendship. I think it'll
It's
be
gonna be,
fine.
it's gonna be great.
Oh, dude, I don't know how it can be. Just by all the hype and everything it has to deal with. But in the Russos we trust. In Kevin Feige we trust. And
Amen.
Let's all say a prayer. Kevin Feige, MCU. Bye! When I was a young lad, my father sat me down and he patted his knee. I mean, in this day and age, you would not be able to do that. But, you know, I was young and he was my father. He still is, I guess, you know. But, you know, I looked up to him and he sat me down and he said, "Son, I will never love you unless you start a successful podcast. And Dad, it's been over a year. God, I wish to earn your love one day. But, you know, to help out and to prove that maybe one day there's a light at the end of my tunnel with my father and our relationship, just, you know, Google us. Just look for us. Maybe it'll show up on fucking search histories just for something. But go to SoundCloud, YouTube, Don't Expect Anything podcast at gmail.com. My dad, he doesn't really follow me on social media, at DEA Podcast. But he's a big Instagram guy. He loves booty shorts and he wears them all the time. And I want to be part of that world. And to do that, I'm going to need some love. Just like send me love at don'texpectanythingpodcast at gmail.com. That's the email. That's where I'll mend my fractured, broken, dismayed relationship with my abhorrent, brutal father. That one moment where he patted his knee and told me he wouldn't love me, that was the best moment in my relationship with him. Because, well, after that, he chucked me off the roof. He picked me up by the scruff of my neck and chucked me into the dirt below, where he laughed maniacally. Thanks, guys.